I'm tired. Why do I look like I'm built like a block? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video I'm going to be explaining why I am in a 300 school, like everything that happened. Don't mind my hair. I put product in here, so like half of it is like this, and then the rest is like curly because my hair is not fully dry yet because it was raining today. So just ignore my hair. This is like a weird story. This happened sophomore year. I'm a junior right now. So basically, this is the school that I'm in. I literally only wore this shirt for the purpose of the video. I didn't even go to school today. But this is the shirt. This is the school that I go to, Renaissance Institute. It's a 300 school, so it's not an official high school. It's not an official school at all. It's just a whole bunch of programs in one. Right? Now that I showed you guys what this shirt is, I'm going to be taking it off because I don't want to wear it because it's uncomfortable and I just cleaned it, so what's the point of wearing it, right? So I just took off the shirt and I just zipped up my sweater. So now I'm going to explain exactly what happened and why I'm in a 300 school and what went down as to why and like on my probation and everything. Alright, so this starts off September 2021 when I had first started my sophomore year of high school. I am a junior currently. So it started off with me and this big friend group from kids that I met freshman year and kids that I met like from middle school, because a lot of my middle school friends had went to Lincoln. I went to Lincoln High, home of the Lions. If you guys know where Lincoln High is, you already know what school I'm talking about. I went to Lincoln. And in Lincoln, there was a lot of kids from my middle school who I knew and who I was friends with, or just people that I had problems with that I didn't really like. Now that all the legal stuff is over, it ended yesterday. I am actually able to talk about it freely and give names and everything, which is why I haven't made this video sooner. And when I made it before, I had to delete it because it almost got me into legal trouble. Basically, there was this girl named, what was her name? There was this girl named Kaija who I was kind of friends with, kind of not. I had just met her. I didn't really know who she was. She was just a random girl who came in our friend group in the middle of the year. It wasn't really in the middle, but it was like around like September. Like at the beginning of the year, we like seen her walking around. We didn't know who she was, so none of me and my friends talked to her. And then she started becoming in the friend group around like November, December type. And we didn't really know who she was. Like, I talked to her maybe once in a blue moon because I was one of the kids who wanted to be nice. Like, I wanted to say, hi, how are you? Like, try to meet them, but like, a lot of them, like, I just didn't like their vibes. This girl, Kaija, you know, we were kind of cool with her. She was in the friend group. Didn't really talk to her, but there was this girl who told me through the grapevine that Kaija was talking shit about me and that she said she wanted to fight me. So I let it be, you know, I'm the person to test people, to test if their words are true. So I asked one of my other friends to fake talk shit about me because that's what I always do to find out if people are actually talking shit or not. So I asked one of my friends to go fake talk shit about me and see what Kaija says. Kaija starts calling me a fat bitch, that I'm annoying, I'm too compulsive, this, that, and the third, and that I try to take control of her. Before I went to go confront Kaija, my friend Alayla, at the time me and Alayla were friends, went to go confront her. We had classes in Lincoln. It was mostly, we were always skipping, or we just went in the auditorium because there was absolutely nothing to do. So after lunch, Alayla had went into the auditorium and Kaija was there because Kaija was in my 6th period class, which was health. We used to have health, and our health teacher wasn't there. And Alayla starts yelling at her, cursing at her, because apparently whole nother thing happened where Kaija basically snitched out on Alayla that Alayla was pregnant and that she had an abortion, which was true. But Alayla didn't want nobody to know at the time, so Alayla started flipping out on her, saying, stop spreading rumors about me, even though it was true. After Alayla yelled at her, I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it alone and not talk to Kaija. Then I hear Kaija the next day during lunch when I'm walking up from the back next to where Crowns is. I walked up the back way where KFC was from, and we come back up, and I hear Kaija talking shit about me. So after lunch, I confronted Kaija in the auditorium, and she said that she didn't say nothing. So I said it nicely. I didn't want to make a big scene like Alayla did, so I was like, okay, well, if I hear you talking shit about me again, we're going to have a problem because I don't like shit like that. So Kaija was like, well, I'm not talking shit about you in the first place. It doesn't matter. And then I'm absent the next day because I had a doctor's appointment. And everybody in our health class says that she was talking shit about me. And people showed me videos. They were literally recording her talk shit about me. And I've seen the videos. So I literally watched the videos. And it was her staring at other people, our friend group. This girl who has the first letter in her name, M. And this other girl who I call Stink Butt. We're not going to say her real name because she's not a part of this. Plus, she already graduated, so there's no point of talking about her, right? So she just keeps telling these girls, oh, she's so fucking annoying, she's controlling, she can never control herself, she always wants to be in other people's business. So I went up to her in class, and I called her out for it the next day when I came back, and I started cursing at her. I was like, so you got a fucking problem or what? I threw off my shoes and I tried to fight her. She didn't want to fight. Now, see me, when I fight, I throw off my shoes because, one, I'm not trying to crease them, and two, I fight better without my shoes on than with my shoes because I'm not short, but I'm short. So, like, my shoes give me height, and every time I fight with my shoes on, I usually trip on my shoes because I get the ones with the heels. So I threw my shoes off. So after I threw my shoes off and I started yelling at her, the substitute who was in our health class, because there was finally a substitute available for us, started yelling at me, go sit down, stop throwing off your shoes, get your stuff, let's go, sit down, or else I'm calling security. Security got called, and I'm just like in her face. She gets up out of her table because we sit in the front two, like on the right side, the last two tables. I sit here, she sits here, and she's like right next to me. Like, if you know you're talking shit about me and you don't like me, and then you come in class late and I want to keep trying to pop shit right in front of me, I'm gonna want to fight you. Like, it's just simple as that. So I wanted to fight her, and I kept telling her, are you gonna stop talking shit, or are you gonna like fight me? Like, what's up? Let's fight. I was cursing her out and everything. She still didn't want to fight until she got up and security came, and then she wanted to talk about, oh yeah, that's why I'm gonna beat your ass. So I looked at her and I said, so fucking do it. She didn't want to fight. So the next couple of weeks passed. She's still talking shit. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I tell her, meet me after school if you want to fucking fight. So a couple of weeks pass and she keeps talking shit, and I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done with her. We're gonna fight. So I hear that while me and my friends are at lunch and we're just chilling in front of crowds and we're just eating our lunch, I hear from my friend Violet, or her real name is Genesis. So let me just say that. I hear from Genesis that Kaija is saying, oh, she has a taser, she's gonna tase me. I said, then bitch, do it. I don't even believe that. Right? I was like, let me see the taser then if she got one. Turns out she didn't even have a taser. She was just saying that to scare me. That doesn't scare me. So that same day, me and Kaija started arguing in health, and I was like, how about you shut the fuck up? You always want to say you want to fight, but then you want to say, oh, never mind, you never said that. So she told me meet her at the bus stop. So I was like, okay, I'll meet you there after school. She's always at the bus stop past freshman building. There's two buildings. There's freshman building, and then there's main building. Main building has juniors, sophomores, and seniors. Freshman building is just for freshmen, but a lot of juniors and seniors now do have work or like classes in freshman building, because of like how it is. If you missed it freshman year or junior year, you have to go to freshman building for normal classes, obviously. So I was like, okay, bet. And that day I was wearing a skirt because it was modeling / fashion day, and it was during lunch. So during lunch I did the fashion thing that day. Excuse me, I keep burping, I'm sorry. What I was doing was I was wearing my skirt, and I had my fishnets on. I had a red skirt and some fishnets on, and I was way bigger last year. I lost some weight. I lost a couple pounds, but I was way bigger, so I was wearing my like Lincoln shirt with the skirt on, and I had basically like bow haircut bangs because I fucked up my bangs. So I had like my bangs up here, and then my hair like up here, like right here to the bottom of my ear. So actually my hair grew out pretty nice, but the way that it looked was really funky. Also, I have the fight video, so I'll definitely be showing you guys that. It was embarrassing, but ooh. So I was wearing a Lincoln shirt and skirts and fishnets, like I said, and I was like, okay, bet. So after school, we went to the bus stop, and a lot of my friends were like, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Because they heard about it from Kaija. Kaija was like, oh, I'm gonna beat this bitch up. I'm gonna do this, that, and third. We fight. We fight. And she lost. Now, a lot of people said that it was bullying when they watched the video because they don't know, like, the back talking. They don't know nothing about it. Right? They don't know what was going on. They don't know anything. All they see is me just pouncing on the bitch, and she's not swinging back. But let me tell you guys, before we started fighting, I was telling her, get off your phone. Get off your phone. Get off your phone. She didn't want to get off her phone. So I took her phone out from her ear because she was holding it like this. I grabbed the phone, and I threw it in the street. Does it look like I care? No, I'm gonna throw your fucking phone in the street. I really don't give a fuck. She don't want to get off her phone, but she was the one who wanted to fight. She was like, leave me alone. No. You said you wanted to fight. Let's fight. So I threw her phone. She pushed me. I punched her in the face. And then we started fighting. After the fight, I'm waiting for my Via to arrive so I could get picked up. And she wants to cry. Oh, she's bullying me. She's bullying me. And I start getting pissed off. And I'm like, nobody's bullying you. You got your ass beat. And so we're literally sitting there in the office afterwards. They have her on one side, me on the opposite side. And we get called in. We're in school till around like 4 or 5 o'clock. Talking to the counselor, Miss Sellers, and I hate Miss Sellers. I never liked the bitch. She's so sassy. She's annoying. I don't like her. I literally hate her. But I was talking to Miss Sellers, and Miss Sellers like, oh, just write down what happened. And I wrote down exactly what happened. She was talking shit. She wanted to fight. I met her up. She pushed me. I hit her. That's exactly what happened. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I said on the paper, right? So it's hot in here. After the fight, I get suspended. I get suspended for 10 days. And then they call my mother and they're like, Alex can't come back to school. She got to go to this program. It's called UCAN. It's a zero tolerance program. She has to stay there for 5 days. So I stayed there for a week. But then there was a half day, so I went to 2 days. And then I had one more day on the next week when we came back. So I went on the full week that we came back. I only had 1 day. That was it. Somebody comes in, Conroy, who you guys probably know now, but like, if you watch my old videos, you probably know who Conroy is, but back then I hated Conroy. Kind of like, I hated him. I despised him. He was a dick and everything. So Conroy comes in and he's like, here's her paperwork. They give Miss, what was the lady's name? Miss Chiluisa. That was the lady. She retired though, and I loved her though. She was really nice. But they give Miss Chiluisa my paperwork, and they're like, oh, Alex, you're not going back to Lincoln right now. And I'm like, what? They're like, oh, they added more days. So I'm in there for 3 months. I'm in there from November till February 28th. That's it. The day that I got out was February 28th. I was just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. My last day was February 28th. They tell me, oh, you can't go back to Lincoln. Gadsden don't want you there. And I'm like, why doesn't Gadsden want me there? He was just emailing me, telling me he was trying to bring me back and that he wanted me in there. He was calling my mother and everything, right? But before that, let's not even talk about how long I was in UCAN. Before I went in UCAN, like the day like they called, they also told my mother I had to go to the police station. And my mom was like, why? They were like, never mind. They send in a cop over. A cop comes over. At first, he's trying to arrest me. And my mama wasn't playing that. My mom was like, excuse me, what are you in for? She didn't let the cop in the house. And they're like, well, your daughter has a lawsuit now. She's being charged for physical assault. I didn't assault the bitch. It was a school fight. So my mother's like, excuse me? No. For what? What happened? Like, my mom's playing dumb. She's acting like she don't know about the fight. None of that. And they're like, oh, well, your daughter got in a fight or something like that. She assaulted a kid and now she has to go to jail. And at first they were like, okay, you could just come in the building tomorrow and talk to somebody from the police department. So we go in the next day. We're in the police department. We're waiting like fucking 20 minutes just for them to sign the paper. And they're telling me, oh, you have a court date. And then after we don't even go to the court date, mind you. They tell us that never mind, the court date's not happening. I just have to sign a paper. I have probation, and I have to go to the UCAN program as well as I have to go to a couple other programs, which it finally ended yesterday. All my programs ended yesterday. All my probation ended yesterday. So I'm a free woman. I'm a free woman. While I was in UCAN and I was going to like zero tolerance, all that dumb shit, they had me going to probation. I had probation almost every day. But then they fixed that and I only had it twice a week. I had to go on Wednesdays. No, I'm wrong. I had to go on Tuesdays and Fridays. That's when I went. So, like, I was mad because it was like when we were in probation, it wasn't for probation. Like, they were trying to make you talk about what was going on. Because it's like for minors. So it was like a program, but a dumb program. And I was just sitting there like, I honestly skipped some of the days. And that's why they got mad because they called my mother and they were like, she can't be skipping this program. She gotta come. It's court mandated. And my mom's like, okay. She was sick. I wasn't. I wasn't. I mean, I was 1 week, but like, other than that, I wasn't. So, I was still skipping the UCAN program. Like, I stopped going to zero tolerance. I didn't want to go there. I was literally going to Lincoln every single day to meet my friends because, like, what's the point of being in zero tolerance? Nobody does nothing in there. Literally in zero tolerance, we're not allowed on our phones. They confiscate our phones. They take whatever electronics we have. You're not allowed to have no watches, no nothing. You have to sit there, use their Chromebooks to do your work, unless you bring your own computer. But your own computer, they have to check it to make sure that you have Instagram, Messenger, Snapchat, none of that on your computer. You're literally not allowed on nothing. You're restricted from everything. And they would make you have a little meeting there with Miss Chiloisa. She would have to open up your file, read what was going on, and talk about you. And I was never allowed to see my file, so I didn't even know what it says. Like, it could literally say manslaughter on there, and I wouldn't know. Like, half of that program time, I stopped going. Because I was in there from November to February, so, like, what was the point of sitting there every day? I stayed, like, maybe the first half a month. And then I started skipping every day to go see my friends. And my little boo thing. But that's it. We're not going to talk about that. So, like, I was skipping every single day. I was going, like, to Lincoln. I didn't give a fuck. What was the point of staying in the UCAN place if they didn't even care? Literally, the only reason that they even called my mother at the first place was because I skipped too many probation meetings. I skipped my probation. I was ignoring my probation officer's calls, so they called and they were threatening to add more time and everything, which they ended up doing anyways. So I had 2 more months in the probation office, which is why I only just ended now, and it didn't end any time last year. But yeah, so now I'm in Renaissance. I do absolutely nothing there still. I have like no work, zero work, which is why I started doing college courses. Also, the only reason, didn't mean to do that. Literally the only reason why I'm even in college right now is because it's a community college and they accept almost everybody. Where's my phone lagging? But yeah, so I'm in a 300 school now. I do absolutely nothing. But give me a second because my phone's lagging. I just finished editing and I may or may not have forgotten to make an outro. So, this is my outro. I'm wearing shorts before you guys say anything. That's it for today's YouTube video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you guys did enjoy this video. My hair is still the exact same way. I gotta figure out what to do with it tomorrow. I'll probably brush it out and then grease it. But I'll see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. I promised that I would give you guys some type of I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm gonna leave that in there. But I promise you guys that I will give you guys some type of story time for this Vlogmas. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little story time. It was a little shorter than expected because I literally sat there like this, staring at the camera, forgetting what I was talking about for like 30 minutes. So, that's why it took like 3 hours to record that. But, that does it all for today's YouTube video. I love you guys. Bye.